Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Meadsyreplays and we are back with another video of Right Tank, Wrong Gun. And I think this is the fourth installment of this series, and there's still a lot of tanks to get through with the Right Tank, Wrong Gun. But this video, we are looking at the SU-152. So everyone knows this tank for the 152, hence SU-152. And probably 80 to 90% of people play the tank with the 152. Now, people don't actually realise that this tank has actually got 122mm. And it's a very, very good gun. It really is a good gun. But it's not the SU-152 that we know, which is why you hardly ever see it played with the 122mm. Now, when you see one in battle and it's got the 122, people tend to call him a noob, etc, etc. But in fact, if you just look at the stats, the difference between the stats, the 122 has got 3,352 DPM. That's insane. It really is great DPM compared to 2,889 with the 152. Now, the penetration as well, 175mm compared to 134. Whereas the alpha is only 400, whereas the 152 is 640. The rate of fire, much better, 8.38, which gives it a 7.1 second reload, compared to a 13.29 reload. As you see, the caliber, the shell velocity is better, the aim time is much better, the dispersion is much better. So everything, almost everything except for the damage, is better on the 122. So why don't we see much of the 122 in battle? Now, it's pretty simple. It's because it hasn't got that massive derp 960 alpha on the HE, which most use. Not many people use AP. If you can penetrate with AP, then people would just normally shoot HE. Most of mine, I think, when I run the 152, I've only got a couple of shells on the AP. The rest are heat for tier 8 heavies and HE. Obviously, if you can penetrate HE every time, your DPM goes massive, 4,300, but you're not going to be able to high roll every single time with the HE. So, in hindsight, the 122mm is so much more better than the 152. But my main reason of never playing the 122 is simple. It's because I have another tank in tier 7, which is the ISU-122S. And if we go through the stats, DPM exactly the same, penetration the same, alpha same, rate of fire same, reload the same, shell velocity the same, aim time the same, dispersion the same, gun depression the same, aiming up, everything is the same. Everything. Except for the speed going backwards, it's 12 instead of 11. So minor changes. It's slightly heavier, but literally, why would I want to run an SU-152 with the 122mm when I have the ISU-122S? It's, for me, it's two different tanks. It's SU-152 is completely different than SU-122S. So there's no point me running the 122. That will just give me two tanks with exactly the same gun, and well, just exactly the same gun tank. So let's get into battle and show you a few games with the 122. So we have two battles now. Both battles are against tier 8. Now, when you are up against 4 or 5 tier 8 heavies, this is where the 122mm comes in handy, and it comes a lot more reliable than the 152. So this battle is Alpenstadt. There is a foul tune on each team, so there is a tier 6 But still, the HE in this thing is still pretty good. It doesn't do nearly 1,000 damage, but it's still pretty good when you get those lovely juicy targets with no armor. There we have the KV-1S. Not really worried about him. He is a tier 6, and this IS who makes the mistake in poking out. Now, we probably wouldn't have been able to get that shot on that IS with the 152. Yes, we could have splashed him with HE, or we could have potentially shot him with heat, but you have a high chance of bouncing. And a lot of the tanks in tier 8, a lot of the heavy tanks, you just fire HE just for the splash damage, because you can't penetrate them. Even with heat, you struggle penetrating them. Now, me playing this battle, this tank with the 122, I'm probably averaging more damage in the 122 than I do the 152. It's just much more reliable. But as I've said, it is a lot less boring. I mean, it's a lot more boring playing this tank than the 152. And I have the 122S, so there is no reason whatsoever for me to play this gun. Emil there, I do manage to penetrate him. Look at that. I did 500 damage, just around 500 damage, just less. 496 damage with the HE. We have the Tiger 2 just about across, and I think we missed that shot. But yeah, against tier 8, this tank does become a lot more reliable. But it's just against the tier 6. When you're against the tier 6, especially if you're like the only tier 7 against 6 tier 6s or 5 tier 6s, that's where you wish you would have the 152 gun instead of this gun. But it's still a nice gun. It is a nice gun, but it's the wrong gun. It is the wrong gun, but it's also the right gun, so it's hard. Now, I wouldn't blame people for playing this gun if they haven't got the SU-152S. I really would not blame anyone, because it is the better gun. And those that haven't got the 122S, they're not aware of the DPM of this gun. Most of the people that buy the SU-152 buys it for the 152, just like the KV-2, on the 152 on the KV-2. People don't buy the KV-2 to play the other cannon on the KV-2. They play it for the 152 because that is the tank. That is what the tank is known for, and it's why people get the tank. Now, that battle was nothing special, but 2.5k damage, which for an average game is okay. 2.9k damage, and we earned nearly 30,000 credits as well on top of that, because we're not shooting the heat, we're not shooting the HE, so you are going to earn credits. Now, this map, again, it's against tier 8, and it's Canal, which is probably one of the better maps for TDs. And we're just going to camp, and we're going to snipe, and we're going to use that DPM, because it's more than half the time for the reload, 7.2 seconds. Now, we've got the AMX-13 there. He was lucky. He was really lucky, but he was moving backwards. He's not going to be as lucky moving in or moving up in the battle. He's now going to poke around, and we are going to shoot, but he just goes out of sight. Now, I think that actually got him. Yes, it did. Look, 400 damage, and now he's just been absolutely torn apart. Left on 42 HP, and I'm sure my AMX CDC there is going to take him out. Now we've got a few nice shots. So we've got the SU-152 there. He does shoot the AMX CDC, and he is using the 152. We've got the Canal up there. We've got the T-71. But look, that's a high roll, and it does 500 damage. So it's still a nice tank. And there we go, another blind shot there because of the DPM. Now, with the other gun, we wouldn't have been able to do that. Fair enough, we might have one-shotted the SU-152, but with the DPM, it's just insane. And people don't realise the funny thing with using the reload or this gun, the 122 on this tank, is when you shoot, when you're close range and you shoot, people push you because they think you've got a 14-15 second reload. And then when you shoot them again after 7 seconds, they're like, what the fuck? What the hell? And it is kind of funny when they do start pushing you. Now, there is an ISU-152 down there. We are risking it, but we do need to take him out. We do get a bounce from the ISU-152. And now we've got the Carnarvon to our right, and we've got the SU-152 to our left. And the Carnarvon has got great DPM, even pretty much better than this. So we don't really want to brawl with the Carnarvon. However, his ammo rack is now damaged. He's lost half his hit points, and we can start pushing towards him. But then obviously there is another SU-152, so I'm going to go for him. I'm going to see if he's looking up at first, and we're going to probably get one of the worst shots in history. He's not looking, and we shoot this wooden thing, but we do get a nice bounce from him, which pushes our block damage up to 1,000 block damage in the SU-152. Now, he has got the quick reload, but with our reload, it's much quicker than his. Now, the Carnarvon took us down to 200 hit points. He's got a strong turret, so we do bounce, and now I'm 60 hit points, so I'm just going to push forward. I'm not after the damage anymore, and our teammate is going to take him out. So, again, not a bad battle. 1k block damage. We grab ourselves 3.4k damage, and we get a first class. And we make credits as well. So that is the SU-152 with the 122mm gun. Again, not really a gun I would recommend if you have the ISU-122, because it's just the same and it's not as fun. But that's it for now, guys. My next one will probably be the T49 with the wrong gun, but wait for that and check that out when it comes. But for now, I'm Meadsyreplays, and I'll catch you soon.